Hi, let's see. I am going to take you through a few steps, right, in the next couple of the next few videos of how to prepare an Illustrator document for use with the laser cutter in order to fabricate your light fixture that you're going to create through through making a series of interlocking planes. Um, the first step, right, is just to open up Illustrator. You can see I have my Illustrator open right here. Um, the next step is to go, I mean, you probably are going to have a screen that automatically takes you to, um, new, right, where you can go ahead and set up a new document or whatever. So yours is going to look a little different than mine. The first step I'm going to do is go up to my file menu, and I'm going to go new. And right, so the first, and then this sort of these settings will appear. You will have something different than what I have here. Your default units here will probably be points. You are going to select inches, right? So that inches appears in your units selection right here. Your width, right, is also going to be something different inevitably. You're going to plug in or write in, here we can do this, let's pretend, and go, I'm going to go 20 inches. You can just put 20, that's fine, it'll do inches. And then I'm going to do 15 inches for my height. So 20 inches wide, 15 inches high. You will note that these dimensions, right, are the size, I believe, I hope, of your illustration board sheets that you have in your kit. You should have 5 of them, I believe. I am, so that's, essentially we're going to, it's as if we're going to be drawing, right, shapes out onto one of your illustration board sheets, right, but in a digital space. I'm going to ask you to, here you have a choice of how many artboards, right, that you're going to choose. Go ahead and set it at 4 for right now. That way, right, you just have multiple artboards ready to go already. You can always add another one. You don't have to use all of them, and that's fine. No worries, okay? Our color mode, the default, I think, is CMYK color, right? That's probably what you're going to find. We absolutely need this to be RGB color. Absolutely. Okay, so RGB color mode, that's red, green, blue. Color mode is what we absolutely need in order for this to function properly. So please make sure you do that. Raster effects, we're going to leave that at high. In terms of your choices, make sure it's at 300 ppi. And then you should be set. Okay, so we are going to hit create. Again, make sure you're in inches. Make sure you have your dimensions 20 by 15, your color mode, RGB color, and your raster effects high at 300 ppi. And then we can go ahead and create. And you will see this. The next thing I am actually going to do, before we do anything else, I'm going to make sure that we are all in the same, we're using the same workspace setup, right? So you'll notice this whole, the gray part of my screen, right, with all this, this stuff that shows up when I open up Illustrator, the toolbar, right, and how it's, what shows up on my toolbar, what shows up across this sort of access panel, I guess, or tool. This is sort of like a toolbar as well, or command bar. All that is really influenced by the type of workspace setting that we choose. Your workspace settings are up here, right? And if we want to switch our workspace settings, we're going to go up all the way up to this upper right-hand corner and click on this icon. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. You will see that I am already in Essentials Classic. Probably you will be in, I just switched to Essentials, okay? I don't find this as user-friendly, personally, right? We don't have this top sort of toolbar up across the top, which is so useful. So it's just not, it's not so good. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we switch our workspace by clicking, and we're going to check off, we're going to click on Essentials Classic so that we are all using this same workspace setup. And then that way everything's going to make sense to you. You will all be seeing the same thing. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is just kind of give myself a little bit more space between each of my artboards. These 4 white rectangles are called artboards. Okay. And so that, you know, this is sort of the dimensional, this is essentially like my compositional field, right? Each of these. And I can, you know, I can do different things with them. I can move them around. In order to move them around though, I have to select, or I have to click on the artboard tool. This is your artboard tool. It's like close to the bottom, right? All the way on that left-hand side toolbar. So go ahead and click on it. You'll notice, right, these are named, right? You can go ahead and title them. We're not going to do that, right? So right now I'm going to go ahead and just click on some of these artboards. You'll see they're highlighted when you've selected one. And now with these 4 arrows that show up here, I can just click down and drag this, you know, to wherever. Okay, so I'm going to give all of these a little bit more space. I'm going to click on this one and just drag this over here. And then I'm going to click and drag this here. Okay, just, you know, so I have everything, you know, again, if I need any more room here, I don't get things on other artboards, and that can sometimes create some problems. So this gives us a little more room. All right, so this is it for this video. I'm gonna go, I'll come back in the second one and we'll talk about making shapes, right? Drawing shapes that have an outline. Those are going to be the shapes that we will have the laser cutter fabricate so that we can then interlock them together to create our light fixture. So that's coming up in the next video. Thank you.